Hey, welcome back. Another webinar on deck for you here. My name is Patrick. As always, everything we're talking about in the video is for education and example purposes. Make sure you guys know your risk tolerance going forward. We've had a little bit of stormy, rainy weather here in Wisconsin. Sounds like that's been the theme throughout most of the Midwest. Maybe slowing down planting a little bit, but it looks like weather forecasts are going to open up here going into late this week and early next week to hopefully to move things along. But with the market breaking back a little bit, we wanted to just kind of talk about what's next in here. We've been rewarding the rallies with some cash sales or futures hedges, and the whole point of doing that is to get an average price, begin to establish an average price. Hopefully at some profitable levels, and then really unfreeze or thaw out the habit of selling. I mean, so many guys really just felt stuck over the winter watching the markets erode. We had to kind of work back into getting into a mode of just making some sales. And so we felt the best way to do that was cash selling. Now we need to start to look at what's next. Okay, we're about 20% sold with our recommendations for new crop. Now we got to start to consider, we'll probably do one more cash sale. Then does it make sense to start diversify your sales or risk, maybe using some option strategies, which are going to give you some more upside potential, with downside risk protection. So the first thing to consider is puts. And now, again, we're trying to look forward in anticipation, but if these corn gets near 5, we're going to make another cash sale. The other thing we might consider doing is starting to look at getting some puts in place. At $5 D's corn, a 480 put should be around 22 cents an option premium. That would give you a net floor price of 458. For the bean side of things, if we get near 1250, a 1220 put would run you about 58 cents, giving you a net floor price of around 1192. What you're going to have to ask yourself now are these puts, when you look at the net floor and then maybe consider basis, are they protecting profits or at least a break even level? If not, these may not make sense. It might not be worth it to you. You'll have to decide that. But again, we need to continue to plan and anticipate for what might come next. Here's what this would look like if you were to execute a plan like this on corn. So if you've been following along, we're using a 200 APH farmer, 500 acre, 75% revenue protection. Okay, we're 20,000 bushels sold. We get that next sale done at 5 futures. You got a 485 average. You do a put on 20,000 of your insured bushels. That would put you at about 50% of insured bushels sold. And you can see across that matrix how things would work out. Now, I do need to point out, as far as the matrix goes, that is on a 200 APH, not on the insured bushel. So it's going to come in a little bit higher, assuming that you're going to grow an entire crop. Estimated cost of that hedge on this would be about $4,400. Again, look at that matrix and see if it makes sense to you. These are anticipation levels. Again, we're trying to prepare so that when the market makes a move, we aren't making a decision from emotions. We're making a decision from a place of preparation. Okay. The other thing to consider would be buying a put and selling a call. If you've done a lot of work with us, we typically call those fence positions. Using that same $5 level, you could buy the 480 put, sell the 520 call, and maybe cost you around 2 cents. Okay, and on the bean side, maybe get a 1220 put in place. You sell a $13 call, it's going to cost you around 10 cents. You need to point out, as we look at this matrix, the biggest concern always on these fence positions is the margin. It is a marginal position compared to a straight put option, which is fixed risk. You buy the premium and that's it. You put these fences on. If the market runs up, or especially past your sold call level, you are going to have additional margin. We can work with you on calculating that out, but at the end of the day, those are the facts. So again, running through that same scenario on corn, here's what it would look like if you were to do the fence. Now, the estimated cost of the hedge drops a lot lower. That's nice. But on the flip side, the trade-off, as with everything, like you said, you're going to be looking at margin. We use a $10,000 figure if you went a dollar above that 520 sold call, give or take. Again, this is approximate. So let's wrap this up in here. You guys, we got to know your numbers, and what we mean obviously is break evens and profitability levels. And then the next step is just to kind of know your risk tolerance. If you have less risk tolerance, you should probably just continue with cash sales or look at buying puts so you have that fixed risk position with upside potential. If you have more risk tolerance, maybe you want to put on fences, maybe you want to do nothing. Again, that's entirely up to you. You could sell calls outright as well. That would be a little bit more risk when we're viewing risk from a cash flow or margin point of view. Again, the whole point of this, guys, is to prepare ahead so that you're not chasing or letting the emotions run their decisions. I mean, sitting here today, I can only imagine if corn gets to 5 or beans get to 12.50, the phone calls that we're going to be taking from guys and how much more bullish they are than they are today, and that the next leg up is 5.50 or 6 and beans are going to 14. That certainly may be possible. Things can certainly change into that time, but like I said, we need to prepare ourselves so we're making a decision from a place of calm rather than emotion. Lastly, let us know if you have any questions. We can run these matrix specific to you and where your sales are at, and kind of help you out that way. So if you have questions, feel free to reach out to us. We have our phone number posted below, or you can send us an email as well. Thank you guys for tuning in. We hope planting is going well for you. Don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and we will talk to you guys all again soon. Thanks.